now, hold on. We don't know this sister to be no bull.
Yo, it looks like the Real Housewives of Atlanta reboot is taking shape and it's pretty dramatic. While the show didn't take the NYC route of completely doing away with the entire ensemble as part of a total overhaul, they've gotten pretty close. And after switching things up for a couple of seasons now, it seems that the dismal ratings, phony storylines, loss of chemistry amongst the cast, and overall negative reviews, the matter has reached the highest office in the network. And the answer? An attempt to repair everything by letting go of what seems to be half of the cast, as well as bringing back the magic that once made RHOA the highest rated show across Bravo. I also think they are trying to repair a broken format in general, but that's tea for another time very soon. And just days after Kandi made the announcement that she's leaving the show after 14 seasons, more cast confirmations are now rolling in. The biggest one so far has to be the return of Porsha.
Who said that? Porsha Williams coming back to Real Housewives of Atlanta? That's false. But Porsha Guabadia is in the building. See y'all.
Now, we know that fans have been calling for the return of Porsha to the show since her exit in 2021. And it's not just because she's a total vibe to watch on the show.
Okay, Bravo. They really do want me back. They're trying to woo me. Thank you.
Girl, for the last time, this is Peacock.
Huh? Keep it coming.
But many people also felt robbed of her storyline after she got on with Simon, whom, according to the receipts we saw on the show, she snatched from her cast colleague, Feline. Like it all happened with the cameras rolling, we saw Feline and Simon happily married 1 minute, and before we knew it, Porsha was splashing the internet with her engagement ring, and then the wedding ring, and then the announcement that she wouldn't be returning. We also know that had she stayed for another season, the girls would have had a field day with the way she had moved. It certainly didn't look good that she ended up with the husband of one of her colleagues and friends on the show. And hey, I'm not judging. We also know that the whole thing would have given Kenya all the weapons she needed for a dramatic Porsha takedown in the next season. After all, Kenya, who happens to be Porsha's long-standing rival on the show, had already been eating up the whole bolo thing to drag both Porsha and Sanya. And to note, Porsha's own spin-off pretty much glazed over the most pressing questions surrounding the controversial beginnings of their relationship. It is now also believed that Kim Zolciak might have also signed on the dotted line. The rumors were fueled when on Friday, Kim took to Instagram to share her new snatch body at an undisclosed location with the filming emoji. And not only that, Phaedra Parks also has her name being thrown around now. In an interview with Time magazine about her time on Traitors, our favorite lawyer threw a little bit of shade while expressing some kind of openness to Freakin' Frack Reloaded. I was on there for 8 years and I don't regret a moment on the show. However, it was during the heyday when it was the best of the franchise, and then I left and it turned into the Titanic and it sunk. But now it looks like there will be a reboot, and I'm very excited because I want to see it become what it was. The cast I was with was the best show on the network, so I would love to see a return to its glory. I would never say never, but if I could help them get back to being the #1 franchise, I would love to see them back on top. And now that Kandi is officially out the door, I don't see a reason why Miss Phaedra and Bravo wouldn't be open to the conversation again. It's well known that Kandi had given them an ultimatum that it's her or me after the disastrous dungeon plot on the show's 9th season. The timing is ripe now for Miss Creonta to come back and join the heavy hitters. She's on the Married to Medicine now though, and is clearly a booked woman, so there's that to think about.
Is this your appointment?
Recently, Kandi announced a departure after 15 years with the show, citing delays in contract negotiations.
I just felt like they gave us too much time to think, and during that time I started working on some other projects, and I got some big announcements and big things coming soon, and I just was like, yeah, I like what I'm doing right now.
With a Grammy-winning legacy and successful projects on the side, Kandi's departure signals a significant shift for the show. As producers scramble to recreate the magic of RHOA, viewer interest has waned, prompting changes to revitalize the franchise. Meanwhile, Sanya removed RHOA from her social media bios, which might suggest that after 2 seasons with the show, she's also now on the chopping block. But then again, that could mean nothing because Peter's whole handle still features RHOA years after his cameos ended. But if true, her sacking would be the least surprising to me. I wouldn't speak for everyone, but I do think the general sentiment has been that Sanya doesn't fit with the vibe of the show in general. She brings a whole lot on the show: the fame, success, family, opulence, and credibility. But for a show that's hanging on by a loose thread, I think a whole lot more is being needed. Carlos King said recently, if the network is fixing to part ways with millions of dollars on cast salaries, they will surely want a return on their investment.
I sign checks, okay? And this is coming from somebody who signs checks with my production company. If I'm paying somebody a salary of $2 million for 4 months of work, and I feel like you've been coasting for a year or two, you better believe I'm going to take my time to figure this out. I don't know anybody in the world or any job in the world where you can get paid $2 million for 4 months of work and give nothing.
And ultimately, I think both Kenya and Porsha really blew it out the water when they came out the gate swinging on the show's 5th season. And since then, the many attempts to shake it up have never lived up to that magic. There's no confirmation yet on whether or not Sheree, Marlo, and Drew have been kept or dropped, but it's clear that the 16th season of the Real Housewives of Atlanta is launching a massive do-over in order to save it from being, as Phaedra calls it, not me, a sinking Titanic. Will the return of Porsha be enough to help the show regain its relevance as the House of Icons on Bravo? And now that they are bringing back their heaviest hitters, what about the icon and the legend in the moment, Nene Leakes? Also, will our stylish mortician be making a return after crossing the line so awfully in season 9? Is Kim rejoining as friends on the show or a full-time peach holder? What's on the table for Marlo, Sheree, and Drew? Stick around as we dive into the big mission to revive RHOA. Clap back in the comments, smash the like button, and subscribe to this here channel. Welcome back to the Quench channel. To our subscribers and to the new school, welcome to the family. Nene Leakes will not be part of the revamped cast for the 16th season of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Although we'd hoped and prayed that the mother of the entire format will be bringing her magic on board, TMZ has reported that won't be happening. Recently, Kenya has been really vocal about the possibility being near zero. In 2022, Leakes filed a shocking lawsuit in which she alleged the show's producers to tolerate a toxic work environment filled with racism. While it sucks, Nene herself has talked about the show needing a total reset, with or without her. Well, it will be without her. So now we have Kenya, Porsha, and possibly Kim being confirmed for the Sweet 16th season. We have Kandi officially out, Sanya updating her biography to exclude the RHOA credit, and the other 3 girls keeping their silence. And yes, the confirmation of Kenya has not been made official yet, but Miss Twirl is totally on a press tour to promote the upcoming season, and besides, I think we would know by now. And for Sheree and Marlo, their returns remain uncertain. Sheree, known for her firing and rehiring antics, has struggled to regain his star status despite producer efforts. Marlo, initially a friend of the show, was promoted to be a full-time housewife, but her behavior has garnered criticism for being too contrived. Now, it was also very inevitable. Similar things are happening to other shows across the franchise, such as the Real Housewives of Potomac. And it's clear that the big bosses at Bravo are needing to come up with a strategy to freshen up these shows. Do we think the confirmed cast changes will buy RHOA some time? Because I certainly think that the format itself will need a massive update. I'm very excited to see what Sweet 16 has in store for us, but I wouldn't run wild with hopes of a big comeback season. For one, we don't need another season of Kenya and Porsha beefing from here to hell. It's tired and it's played out. It will also show us that the show is stuck and has nowhere left to go but off air. We will be needing some authenticity from Phaedra, especially after her alleged lies almost destroyed some people's reputations in season 9. Porsha will have to catch everyone up to speed with her new life as a married mom and businesswoman, but she can't just gloss over the questions about how it all started. And I'm not sure what to think of Kim, but she's one of the OGs, so she has that to her credit. There's just a lot of work that will be required to rebuild this show, and I think casting its biggest stars from the past is the first but very basic start. It would have been a very smart decision to bring back Nene Leakes. If you are bringing back the OGs, then there's no way her name is not top of that list. She's literally the mother of the franchise and one of the most important cultural icons in the world of reality television and pop culture. However, Andy has repeatedly said, Nene said she wants me to keep her name out of my mouth, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do. It's pretty sad how that played out, and I agree with Kenya though when she says it will take a miracle at this point. That said, shows like The Real Housewives of Potomac are pretty much in the same boat for me. I've been struggling to watch the current season because the dynamics amongst the women have gotten so stale. And I think that's a common problem amongst these shows. The storylines and the cast members aren't really evolving. It could be the women and men themselves. It could be production. Who knows? It could also just be that the whole Housewives reality format is simply standing on its last leg. It happens. All formats rise and fall. Now, what do you guys think? I'm really interested in your insights. Leave a comment. Be sure to like this video. And of course, please, we implore you to subscribe to this channel. Until next time, thank you for watching. Bye.